frame 3 Nair Masher combo character is today.
Yeah.
It's Luigi in this particular instance.
Luigi's a playable character. Yoshi's a glorified power-up. Today we learned.
You can put a Yoshi on another Yoshi
There
in
you go.
Mario Wonder.
It's funny game.
If that is not
There's like 8 playable characters.
if that
in
is
Mario
not proof
Wonder.
that we have reached late stage capitalism, I don't know what is.
I don't know what that means.
No, we resorted to putting Yoshis on other Yoshis. That's where we're at.
So does that mean, can you do the same thing as you can do in like the new series? So you could have a Yoshi on a Yoshi holding a Yoshi?
Well, I don't see why not.
I hope so.
But yeah, it's just about 8 and like Toadette too. I just care that Daisy's playable. She's finally playable in a mainline Mario game.
Good for her.
That is my girl, bro.
Unfortunately, we don't have player 4 here, so no Daisy representation going on. What is happening over there?
I don't know, but we have some players getting real excited.
Yeah. I mean, loser side top 16 is also still going with, as I will update bracket for y'all, exclamation point bracket in the chat. We have Reed over Unknown 2-1. WebJP over Wise 2-1, which I believe that's Sheik over Pac-Man.
Wow.
Reed being Aegis, so that's Aegis over Unknown's Sheik. Yellow and Biddy are maybe still going. And Hayes over some guy 2-0 with Delta Force and WebJP happening now for top 8. Same with Syrup and Hayes happening now also for top 8. So, and this will be also for top 8. You know, if I'm gonna continue my also for alsos, this is going to also be LeoN and C rounding out our winner side qualifiers.
Oh boy, this is gonna be a fun one. It's been way too long since I've been able to cast some of David Leon's sets. I'm real happy.
He's been coming out to a lot. He's been at center stage, I think 2 or almost 3 weeks in a row.
As you know. That's
and
good.
He's been competing, grinding for the New Jersey Smash circuit.
Hey, yeah, that's right.
Because you are encouraged for the NJSC to not just go to a single event to try and get points. You'll get a lot more points, and you'll get a lot more to your name and to your qualification by attending a lot of different events and doing well at a lot of different venues and with a lot of different competition, which is why you've been seeing players go down to South Jersey for events like Pop the Bubble.
Yep.
And a ton of players here right now, including the Jackals and the Leons and the C's from Central Jersey, North Jersey, and New York.
Yep. Pop the Bubble, I do believe, no longer on the circuit as of now.
Yeah, it was swapped out for a different South Jersey.
Yes, it was.
local.
I do remember that. But it still was for a bit, though, which is why you saw players coming to and from that one as well.
What's the new one called?
I don't remember. It was in the announcement. I forgot what it said.
There is it is Battle of the Bridge? Battle over the Bridge?
That sounds familiar.
I think that's it.
Battle of the Bridge does sound familiar. Okay, I can't even lie. That does sound familiar. I'm not confirming that. My mistake. I live pretty much as far North Jersey as you can possibly get.
Yeah, I'm a New Yorker. By
Yeah.
sorry,
As he's a New Yorker. We're sorry, boss. All right, looking like we're going to have LeoN, one of the finest Bowsers, if not the finest Bowser to pretty much ever do it. Going up against C, who's been quite the feature at these New Jersey regionals from time to time, who I do believe placed, I don't remember if it was 5th or it was 4th back at the Scarlet Classic, if I'm not mistaken. I have to try to, it might have been even higher than that. No, it wasn't higher than that, I know that. But point is, he when it's a regional, as this one very suddenly became, he frequently turns out.
C always does well at these events like these, where it's like a very grassroots-heavy regional. I know at the high res, not just like a month and a half ago, was able to take a set over Zomba, like just playing extremely well at higher stakes events, and with a lot of heavy competition, and just in general looking so good as a newer Palutena representative. And I mean, just seeing LeoN up against Palutena is it's a nice little blast of nostalgia from 2019.
I was thinking the exact same thing. I remember casting this matchup like so early, having this be like, is this Bowser's meta killer? Like, is this the character that we're going to use to stop him? And while I do believe that Palutena, to an extent, probably does still slightly win this matchup, if anything, I can definitely see arguments for it being even as well. Palutena deals out a lot of damage on a big body like Bowser once she's actually able to get in, but that's the whole matter of fact, is that Palutena doesn't have that true jank to be able to just sort of break a zone, really. Not that Bowser's like a big zone keeper, but, you know, doesn't have the best out of shield on top of that as well, so pressing buttons against Bowser can be very, very scary, as We all know how scary Bowser's out of shield game is. It's been a scary out of shield game since like 2001, so you definitely don't need me to tell you nothing about that, but this is where the Nair loop started, ladies and gentlemen, mixing that. Not into an up air, actually, trying to go for the elongated horizontal combo, getting into a back air. Would have put him in a more disadvantageous position, but a little bit tighter of a window, Ubel.
Yeah, trying to find your way onto that platform. Just the Nair straight off of ledge, though, to reestablish some of that advantage. C teleporting back to center now.
Yeah.
Wow. So there was a idea that you were touching on that I'm going to call X Factor. And Bowser is chock full of that. Because when it comes to Palutena, despite having all of these quintessential top-tier tools, all of this incredible utility, a lot of times it feels like you're scratching people to death. It's death by 1,000 cuts, death by the fact that it's so hard to try and find advantageous positions against Palutena, particularly when she's in a position where you just down tilt or up smash at ledge to try and seal your fate. But LeoN has got so much experience in just what Palutena does, and so much experience in general against so many, a vast variety of players, that he's able to pick out options that are so tantalizing for you and place a Bowser up smash or a back air or who knows right into your path.
This is a matchup that, funny enough, back in 2019, I'll be like, oh, LeoN's got to fight against a really good Palutena. This could take him out. Now, in 2023, I feel like this is a matchup that I would be more surprised to see him lose than anything else. I would be much more inclined to see him lose for maybe some crazy Fighters Pass 2 characters, stuff like that. 2023, more meta-relevant characters than Palutena is that down smash is going to take the stock. Now, it's a little bit different because LeoN. No, you can't. No, you absolutely cannot sleep. Not on this guy. Come on, he was Jersey's best kept secret for years.
Not LeoN. C.
Oh, you said C.
Yeah, I mean it's so hard to.
I was still talking about LeoN. My bad.
No, it's accurate because it is really hard to see LeoN losing to a character who has so much experience against, but that's where C has that different flavor of Palutena. What Palutena brings may not be the same type of X factor as characters like Bowser or a Fighters Pass 2 representative, or whomever. And there may be a lot of Palutenas from the beginning of the game to now. But she's a very flexible character that offers a lot of different routes in the way you would like to play her, depending on the situation at hand and the player that's piloting her. And players are the people that win games, not characters.
I can certainly agree with that, my friends. It's part of the reason, players players being the ones winning games. It's why LeoN, I feel like, to this day is one of, if not the best Bowsers. It's because what differentiates him from the rest is that his decision-making is absolutely, it's always on par. It's what makes him, the really, really great player that he is, right? Because Bowser is a character that, from, at least a mid-level standpoint, is that Bowser Bomb is going to take the stock.
Did C try to parry it?
That was what else were his options?
I saw the shield come up, but you don't have to fully block that because Bowser doesn't land on the floor. He grabs ledge.
Yeah.
So
did he grab ledge there though? He landed on the stage.
Did he land on stage?
Yes, he did.
I thought he grabbed ledge. Okay. Then
I think he landed on the stage. Correct me if I'm wrong, Chad. All that good stuff, but he landed on stage, which is why I think he tried to parry it because it would have broken shield otherwise, and he just couldn't react enough in time to the roll.
Still, I respect it, but unfortunately not going to work out. But you found your way onto the second stock and straight into that Palutena Vortex. See, no stranger to close sets, looking for the empty grab, but not able to find it. And wow, LeoN had the read on that teleport cancel, but was just unable to find the back end. It's going to be stuck in this disadvantage save for no longer that falling fair covering all of that space that C wanted to land into.
This is what I'm talking about, and this is what differentiates LeoN. Like you were talking about players winning matchups instead, very good lingering up air to negate, to last all across the platform, as well as just last long enough to negate that tech option on the part of LeoN. But what separates LeoN from the other ones is that his decision making is so good. Because let's just keep it a stack. Bowser at a fundamental or at least a mid-level and below is very easy to play as. His learning curve is not very strong. He forward airs, he fire breaths by the ledge, he gets F tilt off of it, and he gets damage off of his up throw. That's it. But none of that stuff matters the higher level you go once the fundamentals start to kick in, because his disadvantage ain't the best because of how big he is. And what separates LeoN from the rest of them that he's able to contest with like Palutena players as good as C is because his decision making is really good. There are so many like niche 50-50 moments and interactions that are created when you're trying to combo a big body like Bowser that if LeoN just does one little thing wrong, he eats up so much damage. So a lot of the effort that would be taken from like playing like a more technically demanding character, if you would, is now put into LeoN's raw fundamentals of what should I do here? What is the best course of action to go instead? That's what he focused on as a player over all these years, and that is why he's still beating good players with Bowser in 2023.
Ooh, that might have caught the jump, but he is able to get back to ledge, and I completely agree with you, Nintunis. I mean, we're just seeing, even at 150, knowing what hits you can take, changing up your recovery routes to the bitter end. 174, taking advantage of Bowser's weight as well, knowing what can and cannot close out stocks at any given moment. Let's see, try to mix you up, but the close range tilt version of Explosive Flame is going to catch LeoN, dropping shield, trying to seeing the Explosive Flame start up. It's like, all right, it's time for me to find a punish here, finally try and take advantage of the situation. But Bowser's just so big and maybe reacting to it a little late that Explosive Flame catches you, and C taking game number 2, 1-1 here.
Truly, it is not every day and every game, and frankly every moment that you see a Palutena player do the closed version of Explosive Flame from that side of the ledge.
Tilt version of Explosive Flame, low-key, it's pretty good.
Well, it's part of the reason it even worked. I'm saying like he saved it, like good resource management to the end. He never did that before him as well. And if there's any character in this game that's going to get hit by it, it's the heaviest and almost borderline biggest one in the game on top of that. So it's a pretty good option like to save as a mix-up when you really need it. And in game number 2, C certainly used it as a clutch factor. And we are on game number 3, still in best of 3 territory, which means whoever wins this is going to move on to, I do believe, top 8 winner's side, if I'm not mistaken. So a lot is certainly riding on this one. And Battlefield is the stage that LeoN decided to go to for it here. Ubel, what is your thought process on this one?
I think this one is, you're going to have to soak in a lot of hits naturally, because Palutena on Battlefield can extend those combos from wherever on stage. You always have access to a platform. But you're also giving C, the player, a lot more tantalizing ways and different ways to get back to stage that may fall victim to some of Bowser's more punishing tools. Like, oh, you want to teleport cancel a lot? Well, maybe I can read that once with a flying slam and kill you at 80. Oh, you're going to try and get to top platform with something with just your raw airspeed, you're going to fall victim to Bowser up air. Like, this stage offers a lot more of what LeoN can get off of one read rather than strictly trying to play through Palutena's raw neutral.
He almost took the stock there off of one read off that platform like you were mentioning. I was going to say, man, I mean, because truly with that sneaky down tilt out of the dash, going to be able to take the stock. I still think it's rather bold. Oh, no! She's quite tall, ladies and gentlemen. We have compared her to the Statue of Liberty in the past, but unfortunately that the eyes of justice, a little too blind to be able to reach the top of the platform right there. Oh, my goodness. I was going to say, how do you bring this back with Bowser, really? Because I do think everything you said is true, but it is also rather bold to take Palutena to a stage like this. Big body like Bowser, easy picking combo foods. It's his biggest flaw as a character, how heavy you can combo this guy. And on Battlefield, with a character with nair strings that lead into up air strings like Palutena, I gotta tell you, I think he got some pretty big cojones to be going to a stage like this in the first place. But LeoN just has very good like trusting ability in his fundamentals and also his mix-up game to be able to just get some raw kills on these platforms with flying slams, like you mentioned, just getting those reads when he needs them, and he's quite good at getting those reads. Been casting this guy since about 2019. But now we have like the X factor like you mentioned in game number 1 earlier. That flying slam, I didn't call that happening in this set. Oh yeah. It always catches you off guard.
And it was just a simple spot dodge read as well. He was able to spot dodge a little bit earlier that time to catch the standing grab. LeoN trying to jump back from ledge and just going right for the downer. You can't do that against Bowser, the tough guy coming into play.
Oh my god.
The teleport straight into his face, getting the down throw, no back air. But you're setting up for even more C in control of this side platform, going for the counter, but that's going to lead into the perfect timing on the recovery. Only one way to go, one angle to take, and one timing to hit, and LeoN finds the back air. Untechable 20% earlier than that, and sealing out the fate of